Elon Musk bashes Apple once again, says iPhone maker imposes 30% tax on the internet. So he's with Epic, obviously. And it's funny he says 30% tax on the internet because it does reach into other aspects of the internet, like people watching this live broadcast right now who would give us a super chat and 30% would immediately go to Apple if they were watching this on an iPhone. Yes, that's absolutely true.
That's so crazy to me.
Right? So that's even reaching beyond. Now, granted, let me just say for a moment here. Yes, they are the internet mafia. Yes, it's the corner store that needs protection. That's their claim. That's what they say. They say you need some of this Apple muscle. We're the security team.
Right.
Did you want to say something, Mo? I'm fired up. I'm
know.
going to leave a little step. I'm going to just give you some air here. I'm good. I can keep going, but is there something? Go ahead.
I didn't realize how far of a reach this 30% tax had on it. Or, well, Elon Musk says tax. To me, this is like, I have to err on the side of unfair. This just doesn't feel, this feels too much. I get the idea of, well, they're the bouncers of the App Store and whatever is on their platform. They make sure it's safe for you. But 30%, do I feel like that's a good trade? I don't think so. I think that's too high.
So the argument here is that you are on your iPhone anyways. It's one of the few places that a person almost always has their payment system already inserted. Now what we have to determine is that added ease, is it the reason that people would choose in this case to contribute? In other words, if you took away the easiness with which they could hit a button and buy something, would they still buy something if every single time it prompted them for another credit card? Probably not.
Probably not.
But you're right in saying, okay, there's some convenience. Okay, there's some privacy. Okay, there's some security. What's it worth?
Yeah.
And on what? Because a lot of people are having issues with the recurring nature of it. The recurring payments. I have a subscription to something, and every single time the payment goes, it's 30 points.
Yeah. It's just too high. I don't know what the number is, but that just seems way too high.
You know, it's tough for shows like us out there. Shows like CNN Plus.
We're not CNN Plus.
Thank you for that, Vlad. I almost forgot that we were CNN Plus. Because can you imagine if they get their lawyers, they go back and look at how many episodes we referenced the fact that we were CNN Plus?
Oh, man. You'll be thanking me for when that happens.
One day they reach back. They're like, there are 47 mentions of CNN Plus. 48. Anyway, we've obviously heard Epic's arguments on this topic and many others. In Europe, they've been talking about it. They've been talking about USB-C cables and all types of ways in which Apple kind of creates its own exclusive environment with all of its own exclusive upside for customers and for themselves. But does the average customer recognize how far-reaching this is and where this actually goes? And like in the case of the individual putting the super chat on this show, or the person purchasing something in-game from a company like Epic who develops the game, and essentially the App Store for them is just a portal. It's the same across the board for everyone. Everybody's giving those 30 points, with a few slim exceptions. I guess Netflix cut a deal early on, and others. But I don't know. I think probably, hopefully, there's some sort of a hybrid in the future.
Do we know does Google charge for their Play Store or anything like that?
Same.
It's 30%?
Yep, it's the same. The only difference being on Android, you can do what you want. So in the case of, say, Samsung, for example, Samsung can take the OS and still put their own store there. So it's like when you're in the Play Store, but on an iPhone, you can't have some alternative store.
Right, yeah.
Right, and so Samsung would have its own store, and Epic loves it. Epic had all kinds of special collabs with Samsung for that reason, because Samsung was like, oh, it's a bonus to us. Come in our store.
Yeah.
This is not our main money-making thing. And so Epic would put special skins that you could only get through the Galaxy Store.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
And in exchange, Samsung would let them process their own payments and
Right.
not have the cut and whatever else.
They made a deal. They shook hands.
They cut deals out here. I feel like Will was kind of interested in the fact that Elon has changed his picture on Twitter.
Oh, what?
Did you want to say something about that, Will, or no?
Curious. Not sure. What do you guys think?
So it's the Bored Ape?
Yes.
Is that you know what? Actually,
I like this comment too.
oh, so he's taking
trolling?
Yeah, he's taking a shot at him. I don't know. Seems kind of fungible.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, so it's shots fired. So he's goofing on NFTs. I don't know, man. I was reading something yesterday about the NFT market, and not necessarily at the high end, not necessarily at your most collectible, but some of those values are falling.
Rob.
Go ahead, Mo. I believe we're in your territory.
Well, no, this is actually like we covered this story a while ago, but I was just so baffled by it. Dorsey's tweet NFT.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think even at its highest bid, it was like $3,000 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, this sold for how many million again? Do you guys remember?
2.5? I actually don't remember.
It's just that's so crazy to me.
So Elon says seems kind of fungible.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
And yeah, why is it so pixelated? I don't think that's actually it. Well, this is half the problem with the thing. You don't even know how to find the actual thing.
What is the real one?
It
Well,
says
that's the problem.
48 million?
No, somebody said 2 million
Okay.
in the chat,
Okay, good.
which sounds right to me.
Good.
Good. I am satisfied with this number. Yeah, I don't know. There were a couple that I followed from popular people, and I'm not going to name any, but we're talking about from like 30,000 to $3,
Yeah,
$5.
essentially nothing. Yeah.
And look, for a lot of people who are promoting these things, that's not the end of the world. Like, they have other revenue streams, but for the people, and I don't know who these people are, obviously many of them have plenty of disposable income that are even buying these things.
Right.
But I think just like it's important to talk about the explosion of these new technologies and these things and the success stories, it's like Beeple and whatever else and Bored Apes. It's also important to mention that that's not exclusively what's happening here. And you are having the alternative take place in certain circumstances. So be careful out there is what I would say about this subject, especially now that things have cooled off a little bit.
Right. The hype is kind of...
Be careful out here. And now you got guys like Elon goofing. Just saying.
Do you think that sends mixed signals? Like, his tweet is one thing, but if you're...
Because you're going to look at his profile pic, and then you're going to go, what the hell's up? And then you're going to go to his profile, look at his latest tweet, and go... Yeah. And you're going to be stung the hardest. If you were like, oh, damn, he's in on Bored Ape. And you go investigate, and he's like, he's goofing on me.
Oh, no.
Should I be nervous? And I'm not saying they will be, by the way. I'm not saying that people are going to panic. I'm suggesting that...
he's putting out something.
I'm suggesting that he's an influential person who has played games with crypto before and where it's had a drastic impact on crypto before. Yeah. That's all I'm saying on it, Mo. Hey, Mo, that's all I'm saying on it. And I think he's also partially bitter on crypto because of the bots. All the scams on his replies, all the scams that would target his replies as this person who has tremendous interactions on everything that goes out with 90 million followers. Who are you going to target if you're a scammer? Like, where are you going to go? Which replies you want to be in for sure? His.
Yeah, with the highest numbers.
And what are the best scams for him? It's always crypto. It's always NFTs. It's always the same story in the replies. So it even makes more sense to goof from that standpoint. So,
Will, what's your NFT scale at now?
Yeah, it was a 4. I think it's lower, man.
I think it might be a 3.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I think it's
dropped down a
2.5.
peg.
I think it took another shot right there, man. I think it took another shot right there. So
Did Elon's tweet influence you?
Yes. Instantly. But
yeah, guys, we know okay. By the way, it's not new. Elon's and a weird NFT relationship. We have to remember the moment he attempted or sort of like partially put one out there. He had
the song.
the song with the rotating graphic, and then he took it down and said, "This doesn't feel right." It was actually going to be an NFT. It was going, can you imagine what the bids would have been for it?
All right.
It would have been the easiest money ever. Right at peak NFT, the thing was made, and it had all the meme elements and everything else. By the way, I don't mean meme like how sometimes people say meme the wrong way.
Yeah.
Pronounce it. I mean actually meme-ish. You know what I'm saying, Mo?
Yeah. It's a bit of a joke.
It was right at the peak, and then he took it down and said, "Doesn't feel right." And then he goes on to say, like, lately, invest only in companies that make things that you like. And if that at any point that changes and they don't, then that's the time to sell. Your like the most
basic advice,
Warren Buffett sounding stuff you'll ever hear from somebody at a tech company. Now, granted, in the case of like you're still. How you perceive a quality product depends on your outlook and how technologically proficient you are. So it's like it's not an exact across the board there with that advice. You still have to be able to gauge what a good product is.
Yeah.
And then the companies that are worth investing in that make those products. But it's definitely it's in some other place than where NFTs are right now. Right now.
Well, let's see what the future has.
Right now. Right now.